Alright, today I'm replacing an induced draft motor on a Bryant gas furnace. I just noticed that the wheel was actually missing off of the thing, little plastic, circular wheel. Oddly enough, the last one I worked on, the wheel had popped off. It was bad. The problem is this: it runs for a good while, but if you run it too long, the motor overheats. I mean, it's pretty hot right now. My hand, it's pretty hot. And it wasn't even on when I got here. It just overheats and eventually drops enough speed that it's dropping vacuum on the pressure switch, or pressure on the pressure switch, depending on which way it's pushing. And the furnace shuts off, and it stays off for a while until the motor cools down enough to build up enough speed to put enough pressure back on. So anyway, we're going to change that out. This particular one is, a lot of them you'll replace the whole motor. It's got a housing, the whole thing comes off. This particular design has a little A-frame and a housing behind it, and you pull out this screw, and down here, I've already got the power shut off, by the way. I'll pull these out of the way, and the whole assembly slides out, and we'll go from there. Let me get this pulled loose, and then I'll show you here in just a minute. It's pulled out. The motor's down here, and the gasket's pretty much intact. Sometimes you can put some high temp sealant back up there if you don't have a good gasket. This is what it looks like pulled out. There's a motor on this side, obviously the blower wheel. These have a little hole to get to the set screw, but usually these things are so rusted and so hard you'll just break your hex wrench. What I suggest is when you buy the new motor, tell them you want a wheel, don't forget, and then just get a Sawzall and slide it down between here and cut the shaft off. And that's what I've had to do almost every time. It's easier than fighting it. We get out there, and once that pops off and we get that out of the way, there's 2 screws, and we'll pop these 3 off here and remove these 2 plates, and there's 2 screws that hold the motor on. It's pretty straightforward. Let's go outside and knock this out. Alrighty, we're going to try this. So that's done, wheels off, got the shaft there, and we have 3 screws here. Let's pop that real quick. These sit on little floating rubber insulators for vibrations. Don't forget the ground wire on the 3rd leg when you go back for the motor. Pops off, set the plate aside, flips upside down. There's a It is a tight fit, isn't it? There's 2. I just took English, can you tell? There are 2 1/4-inch screws to remove. Flip it over, lay it down. We have a box here with a new one. I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. New toys. This is the wheel that I was talking about that popped off here. New motor. Position just the same. Short side shaft out, long side in. There's a box if you want it. Position upside down. Nice and tight. Put it on the box here. Like that. Our plate back in position here. Get it all lined up nicely. Top one started. Second one started. By the way, this is the first rough one I've had. I had to actually take the screwdriver and kind of work behind here to pop the gasket loose. The gasket was so tight. Usually they pop right off by hand. whopping 3 that I've done now anyway. See, I'm giving instructions and not following up. Ground wire. I forgot the ground wire there. Done. Let's flip it upside down. Get the new wheel. Slides right on there. Let me get find my third time's a charm. And just seat it flush with the top. That's where the other one was, I believe. See it seated kind of almost flush with the top. Torque it. I'm trying to torque it pretty good because it's steel and you're putting it in aluminum, and that's, yeah, see, it slid down on me, dang it. Let's get it back up. Try it higher. Yeah, that's better. And these steel and aluminum aluminum expands and contracts a lot. So you want to make sure you get it torqued on pretty good. So we got that part done. That works nicely. Flip it over here. Get our kit. When you buy these kits for the fans, first of all, always take the fan out of the box. Make sure that it's not oblong shaped. Sometimes they'll give you wonky shaped ones. And always make sure that you have the clips for the wheels. I've got a spare in here, which is unusual. And let's see, shaft sits on here like so. And it sits down pretty flush. The clips push on real easy. Pretty smooth. Just kind of squishes down on there flush, and the whole thing spins pretty nicely. So that's it. We are 100% on this. And it comes with a couple different wiring harnesses in the bags, depending on whether you need them or not. I don't think I need one on this one, but I'll take it up through with me anyway. And we'll finish up there. Alright, got the new one in place, and 3 screws back in. And these are just sheet metal screws, so don't tighten them too tight. You don't want to strip out the metal behind. Plate to the side, goes in pretty straight. Just remember the wire is plugged in straight from the bottom. This doesn't have any special attention to it. I don't think polarity makes a difference, but we're going to check. It says arrow pointing this way, so we'll spin it to the left when we check it out here in a minute. Alright, handy dandy door thingy. And round 2. And that is the correct direction. Beautiful. Everything's looking smooth, no rough sounds. We're in business. And sorry it took so long, but hopefully we're under 10 minutes.